Yes,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here with Mr. Darren Hasso and myself, Cody Fields. Today we're going to be asking Darren what he thinks is the key to human survival once we overpopulate this planet. Darren, any thoughts?
Well, even before we overpopulate the planet, we're going to have to look for places that could potentially be livable, and those don't necessarily have to be planets in themselves, such as Mars or, even Venus, and I'll get back to that later.
Don't have to be a planet, then what else could it be?
Moons.
Moons.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the key to Earth's survival is alien moons?
Well, it may sound like a bunch of pushaki, but in theory and in reality, moons aren't that bad of a candidate to go live on.
Why is that?
Well, there are a lot of factors that play into the survivability of a place, and moons have a lot more factors than that. One of these factors, for example, would be like tidal pooling and stuff by the planets they orbit.
Tidal pooling. So you're telling me that on other planets there's water?
Yeah, and by this I mean like Mars has water on its poles. There are moons such as Europa that orbit other, I believe it's Jupiter, orbits Jupiter, and we believe that there may be water underneath the frozen surface.
See, but how does that help human survival? I mean, what on Earth relates to anything that could be considered alien?
Well, and honestly, the dictionary definition of anything being alien is anything that doesn't originate from Earth. So a microorganism that comes as a fossil on a rock from Mars is alien. It doesn't matter as long as it's not from here.
Right. But I guess the thing I'm trying to say is, once we do overpopulate this planet, what is there on any other alien moon that could help us survive? I mean, like food. Is there plenty of oxygen? Are we going to have to take some sort of gas mask so we can breathe? I mean, what is there?
Okay, so on that point, potentially we may have to terraform the planet, whether it's modifying the atmosphere to have more oxygen or a breathable substance, like we have a lot of nitrogen in ours, but we don't necessarily breathe that heavily. Everyone thinks, oh, oxygen. It will have to have a little bit of water. That's one of the necessary basics for life on any type of planet or moon. With energy, such as Earth's within that Goldilocks zone, that's how much energy we get. We're not too close to where we get burned up like Mercury, but we're not too far away to where we're frozen like Pluto. So
right.
we got that energy budget going.
Now, how many alien planets do you think there, or alien moons, are there in this galaxy?
In this galaxy, that's probably too big for me to even guess off the top of my head, but you hear all the time that we've got like millions of stars, and upon those millions of stars, how many planets do we have? And upon those planets, how many moons do we have? Jupiter, Saturn, for example, alone in our own solar system have 30 plus, 50 plus moons. They're just everywhere.
Now, reasonably, I mean, this all sounds good, but I mean, reasonably, do you think we could ever reach one of these alien moons if we found that it could be hospitable?
Of course, and that'll play into possibly faster than light travel if we ever got onto that, whole other tangents of stuff. But whenever we do come up with that technology to get us there, it could be in almost any part of the galaxy. It doesn't even have to be close to a star. See, the way that energy will work for these alien moons is that depending on their distance, it's going to be the habitable edge for it. And as long as it's not too close to that planet and it's just outside that edge, it's not going to become too distorted, too much like volcanic eruptions, everything like that, that'll give it a runaway greenhouse effect. And on that notion, that's what happened to Venus, like I said earlier, and that's why it's got so much clouds. What happened is it possibly used to have H2O, water.
Right.
And so all of this solar radiation that bombarded Venus and made its runaway greenhouse effect going dissipated the hydrogen and the oxygen, and the hydrogen left the atmosphere. So now all we got is base elements, and that's why it's uninhabitable for that. So if these moons are outside of that zone and don't have that happen to them, then they're going to be in this twilight zone kind of thing where they actually could support life potentially. And it's not so much that they will have life on them already or that they have the potential to. It could be something as simple as, oh, we just need to build a dome because the gravity's too low and we need our own artificial gravity. Something as small as that. These moons also, the reason I say this is they're not going to be small. Of course, they all come in different shapes and sizes, but a potentially habitable moon, alien moon, which we haven't found a whole lot of yet, they have to be actually a little bit larger, somewhere around Earth or Mars' size, to have their magnetic field to be able to repulse that solar radiation.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. The key to Earth's survival once we overpopulate this planet could possibly be alien moons. Darren, thank you for joining us. See y'all later.